Well, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Do you like my t-shirt? Like my t-shirt? Yeah, it's a busted up electric guitar. Let me adjust my tripod. I'm doing the what is it called? The original tag from my friend Hannah at Hannah's Books, the nonfiction journey tag. Uh, this promises to be epic. I'll try to make it under 10 minutes, and also I'm behind in my tags. I wanted to do this because it's topical and people are doing it, but I'm behind in my tags, people. But keep tagging me. I'll get around to them eventually. Uh, anyway, I've got the questions here. I've got the answers over here. Please don't make me type out the prompts with my thumbs on my phone. I'll leave links below to Hannah's video, Grix, etc. Tag me in this video. I'll leave a link to his. Roz at Scaladanling about the books. Tag me in this tag me in her video of this, and I'll leave a link below to that. I've also seen Brian at Bookish do it. Leave a link below to his. And I'm also going to tag 5 people. I think I found 5 people who have not done this tag. It's a great tag. So thank you for tagging me, Hannah. Okay, let me get the prompts up here. I'm sorry for the delay. Meanwhile, browse my shelves. Oh man, I had this all queued up. My apologies. Okay. Pause that. First question. There's 9 prompts. First, what was your first experience reading nonfiction? Now, I'm going to answer like several people answered. I know Brian did. Well, he credited both his parents. I'm going to credit my mother. She was a voracious reader of newspapers. She taught me how to read very, very young with the newspaper. And I would utilize my libraries all the time, my local library, my school library as a wee lad. I remember my mother also bought encyclopedias and these short story children's books from back when they had traveling salesmen. Yeah, door to door salesmen selling books and that. And yeah, my mother, I credit her. But in school, we had these Who's Who books, like famous people, and some had their addresses on them, and we would write them. I remember writing them, like famous TV people, famous writers, things like that. Um, I know the first time I read the F word was in a book called The Sting. It was a novelization of the movie, and I was really young then. That was probably in junior high school. Anyway, prompt 2, has a book of nonfiction ever brought you to tears? Yeah, James Baldwin. When I read his essays, brings me to tears. I think this is an answer to a prompt below about biographies, but this one brought me to tears. All the Civil War things, his time in Paris when he was very depressed and mentally ill, in fact. But prompt 3: are there any people who have played a significant role in your nonfiction journey? And I think I answered that in the first prompt, my mother, and teachers. I had a great high school teacher. I had her every year, and then honors English the last year. 4, do you enjoy documentaries? Do you have a favorite? Is there a subject you'd like to see discussed on film? That is, what should Ken Burns do next? Yes. I love documentaries. And one of my highest rated videos is a review on Ken Burns's Hemingway. I've seen all the Ken Burns documentaries, and I love them. What should he do next? I would have to think about that. I've been thinking about it. He's covered a lot of things, hasn't he? Let's see, 5. Have you read a biography about or a memoir of a person with whom you identify? I love rock biographies, and I'm a big fan of Todd Rundgren. So I'm currently reading this for Nonfiction November. It's a very interesting book. I won't get into it now because I'll probably review it. Yeah, I read a lot of rock biographies, like Greg Allman I read last year or so. I like biographies in general. I like biographies about the presidents. I like biographies about writers. Uh, next prompt. Next prompt. 6. Read aloud a short passage you love from a work of nonfiction. So I like Buddhist texts, in that I like self-help books, like Wayne Dyer is a favorite of mine. Brene Brown, people like that. Now, this is a writer, Mark Nepo. He's a cancer thriver, but he's got a Buddhist bent. And this is like a daily book, where you could follow along, and it has a brief poem or aphorism by someone, and then it has a small essay regarding that, and then points you can follow. So I'm going to go to November 25th in this book. Sit quietly and consider your thoughts as leaves and your heart as a tree. Breathe slowly and try to listen to the soil you share with everything. Breathe deeply and meditate on what is oldest in you. Yeah, November 25th, compassion. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These are your greatest treasures. Compassion, God damn it, compassionate yourself toward yourself. You reconcile all beings in the world. Lao Tzu. Oh my God. I apologize for that. What a horrible reading. Sometimes I just can't talk. Oh my God. 7. Do any works of nonfiction intimidate you? Which ones and why? Some Civil War books intimidate me. For example, A Worse Place Than Hell. Now, I read this before my trip to Fredericksburg to see my friend Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads. We toured several battlefields. We also met up with Hannah in Washington, D.C. But this book, although it's good, and it only really follows 5 people, one including Walt Whitman, but to read this and then to see the battlefields, and then I came back home. I didn't read the whole book before my trip, but I read it all when I came back home, and it's really, really moving. As well as this is a fiction book called Rebel, but this is a nonfiction. This book blew me away. A Fiery Trial. The trials and tribulations of Abe Lincoln. So I might link below. Greg and I did a Civil War tag, and if you're watching this video, you might be interested in that. So I hope I remember to do that. Let's see. 7. Do any works of nonfiction, intimidate you? Why? No, not really. Except for the horrific scenes are hard to get through. 8. What tips would you give people hesitant to read nonfiction? Find a subject that you're interested in. Like I like tarot. So I have several tarot books. I used to have a lot of, magic books from Aleister Crowley to Israel Regardie. This is an excellent tarot book. Tarot out of the box, a lot of new ideas and original things. Now, these are two old books, but they're gems. This one might be out of print, but Joseph Campbell on the tarot, yeah, it's good stuff. Let's see, what else? And also, if you're intimidated, graphic novels are nonfiction. I just read this on Crime and Punishment. I'm going to do a review on it, and you can start there. But I wouldn't be intimidated by nonfiction. Read a autobiography on someone. This big book I want to show, the encyclopedia, the Vonnegut Encyclopedia. I like reference books. I have several over there on Faulkner and that. I won't bring them out. I loved this all Carlos Castaneda books. I began reading these at a very young age. I've read this book probably 3 times. I keep this book follows me around. I see it in I found it in a jail cell one time 30 years ago. I found it in a free library box recently. So Carlos Castaneda is the shite. Let's see. We won't get into. I have a whole playlist on Carlos Castaneda, and if he if he was writing true, if he made it up as a nonfiction, as a fiction, I believe it's nonfiction. In my humble opinion. So I would say, find something you're interested in. Like Brian said, it could be toe polish. He did. He said that. I didn't know toe polish was a thing. So, what are your favorite works of nonfiction? I like Erik Larson a lot. His The White City is great. I'll just leave it at that. I've read all his work, and he's got, except for the last one, which came out a few years ago. I forget what it's about. So, did I show all my books? Yeah, I think so. And I want to mention Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads again, because he's influenced me. I'm a Civil War buff. I think both of us are. We're not experts or anything yet, because we're threatening to do Gettysburg and Antietam next year, if I can go out and visit him again. So that's it. I'm going to tag some people. I think everybody in the world has been tagged, and I'm probably double tagging some people, so we'll see. Gareth at Book Songs and Other Magic. Fred at Read by Fred. Or did he do this already? I think he did this already. And I think I watched it. So why am I tagging him? I can't remember. Sonia at An Enthusiastic Reader. Jim at Jim Reads Too Slow. He'll do an excellent job on this. And Dane Reads. Dane Reads reads and writes nonfiction. So thank you all. I'm sorry about it's early in the morning here. I'm just waking up. After I get my coffee, I talk much better. So subscribe, make a comment. I'll reply back to you. I will. I need to come visit. All right, thank you all. Bye.